Welcome to another SCLC Today, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Thank you for all your feedback. Ladies and gentlemen, it is great. And the feedback that I'm getting is that you saying, the public is saying to me and to Mr. Clear, our producer, and to SCLC, continue telling us what we're not getting from other networks. Tell us the truth without being afraid. Tell us the truth without being sold out. Tell us the truth to let people know what type of conditions we're in. Oh, by the way, we talked about all of the violence. June is really a special month. June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Gun Violence Awareness Month. Ladies and gentlemen, with all of the violence that's taking place all over this country, here in Atlanta, just a 9-year-old young man, I should say young boy, but potentially being an adult, just looking at the young boy's image in terms of the pictures that I've seen, it just rouses you in terms of where do we go from here? And we have to keep talking about it. We have to find a way to get the attention of parents, of educators, of law enforcement, of the whole community, the religious community. We're going to have to find a way to eradicate the guns from our society. We ban books, but we allow guns. So again, June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Non-violence, non-disrespect for one another, non-combativeness in terms of your attitude, non-disagreement in a violent kind of way. You know, when I was coming up, people used to debate, argue, and the worst thing you would do was get in a fist fight. You know what I'm saying? And there was weapons out there to use, but it was a culture not to use those weapons that would destroy or kill someone. So, you know, violence in the culture of America can be eliminated if we want to. Talking about elimination, folks, again, June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. We want to always, every day, every hour, talk about that. But something very historical happened on yesterday. As you know, we've been talking about the fact that the 1965 Voter Rights Act should be restored. Talking about the power of the Oval Office, elected officials supporting the restoring of the 1965 Voter Rights Act. President Biden, former presidents, future presidents have the executive power to restore. People say, Steele, but they don't have that kind of power. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Anything that's wrong and you're in the executive power or leader in the Oval Office of the President of the United States of America, anything that's wrong, you have a right to educate the public, number one, because it's wrong and you have the facts. And you have the right to restore anything that's wrong, even with the budget. You're talking about the debt ceiling. President Biden had the right, if it was not agreed upon, to bring about the resolution to that problem. But we won't go there because that's behind us now. Let's deal with what happened yesterday. The court ruling that brought about indirectly what we've been talking about. You have to have federal government protection from discrimination in the right to vote. And thank God. Hey, don't forget about God. The Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. We get caught up in ourself and individuality concerns and forget about the Trinity. The Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. God touches hearts. He touches hearts. And he touched some hearts on that U.S. Supreme Court on yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, it was 5-4. I just wonder, a person of color, were they in that number that was 4? I won't go there. I'll go there next week. But the point being, how can you be a child of the kingdom in the United States of America, say, in God we trust, and you don't do what's right in terms of others? You have to be respectful of all aspects of fairness within our system. So I just want to say kudos, applause, congratulations to the concerns and to the 5-4 vote, the majority vote that brought about the court's ruling that the 1965 Voter Rights Act, Section 4, Section 5 was gutted and it was wrong. So thank you for the people in Alabama, my home state. Thank you for the people all over this country who's involved, because this was a great victory. Thank you for the world. I travel the world, have no hesitation about bringing about the fact that SCLC, in the spirit of Dr. King, the whole world is watching this, and they're expecting for us to take on this leadership. Thank you so much for all of the support and the education of conversation. Even this little program, which ain't little, because if I got 2 or 3 listeners, they got other friends. Even this little program, not to mention other programs and networks who have really brought about the educational component of informing the public that we're still in Jim Crow. Until we restore the 1965 Voter Rights Act, we're still in Jim Crow, but you have a basis to go on with the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that's going to shape the whole country. The whole country will be reshaped because of this, but we're still in Jim Crow. We're still in state rights because that never should have been done. Somebody looked over there and said, let's put all the color people of color, and black folks and the Negroid race, put them in one basket and let them stay there. We're not going to create an opportunity where they have 2 or 3 representation of Congress and to some degree to the legislature. But we're thankful to God. We're so thankful to God that he touched the hearts of 5 individuals on that Supreme Court, that United States of America Supreme Court, to do what was right. Because justice will prevail. It's just a matter of fact, if you have the courage and the understanding that you have the position for such a time as this to stand for what's right. Whoever you are and wherever you are, you don't have to be in Congress. You don't have to be on the U.S. Supreme Court, but communicate for those who are less fortunate and disenfranchised in terms of their homelessness, the lack of economics, living on the streets, eating out of garbage can, walking around mentally deranged. We must bring about a change, and America must understand we're not going to let America rest until we get justice for all God's children. Have a great day, because God is watching all of us, and we must do what is godly and what's right. Why are you saying that, Steele? That's what America said we stand on. In God we trust. Love is what love does. I love you. Have a great day.